Good afternoon, my fellow humans today, and welcome back to another episode of having a panic attack late at night about AI. Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but holy shit, Google just announced its new DeepMind AI, and it's genuinely horrifying. My hope for the future becomes bleaker every day. But on the opposite spectrum of AI, let's talk about nature and its place within modern society. Not in the mathematics professor kind of way, more as in our day-to-day environment. Like I've mentioned a lot on this channel, I work a 9 to 5. Well, the hours are actually 6:45 to 3:15, but my point is I spend a lot of time in an office. I oftentimes skip dinner, which means I can easily have 8 hours in a day where I don't leave the same room. I go to the gym and work out decently hard, so I get my movement in, but I think there's a small level of craziness that comes with being in the same environment for too long. I don't mean this in the I want to quit my job way, more that in summer after work I would often go on walks, and yeah, I know I'm 20 going on 75, I hear it all the time. It's more that now in the winter it's icy and it's sort of unbearable to walk anywhere. It's more of a panic-inducing guessing game of whether you're going to slip rather than, relax and be in a new environment. I think nature, in terms of your environment, as in visually what is around you, is quite important. People often talk, oxygen, breathe, touch grass, blah, blah, blah. But I mean it more in the the general vibe sort of way. The problem that I'm talking about is often was encountered by me in school. I was one of the more reserved kids, so I went to school, I went home, and I either played games like Need for Speed or FIFA or probably Skyrim, usually Skyrim. If I wasn't doing that, I was trying to work on some creative project, and then I would inevitably find myself just staring off into the distance, wondering why nothing is coming to me. And it most likely, I know it was because of my environment. In the last episode, I mentioned keeping your house and your room clean, and yeah, that's a massive part on it. But an equally massive part of it is that you have different parts of your brain that serve different functions. So if you do something in one area, in your mind, that will sort of be where you do that thing. If every single time you sit down in your PC and you open up Steam or YouTube, then in those moments where you sit down going, right, let me open up Premiere Pro or, Google Docs and let me write something, you'll find yourself randomly opening those websites whenever your attention lacks for a second. This is why you hear YouTubers talk about how they had to move their office out of their bedroom because it was just becoming quote-unquote too much. It's often that you have parts of your brain that serve as creative things, and others that tell you to relax, maybe do admin or something more logical than the creative parts. With that being said, going back to school, I was depressed for a lot of it, which is hardly an uncommon experience, depressed teenager, which is why I don't really mind talking about it, but a lot of it was that I didn't go outside. I'm sure if you're watching this and you've told your parents that you're depressed, then they've said something along the lines of, it's because you're always in your damn room or on your damn phone, and yeah, that's really unhelpful, but they're subtly giving really good advice, even if they aren't going about it the best way. In school, I wanted to make a fashion label called a regressive, which is the worst name ever, but I would do it by getting huge cardboard boxes and cutting out stencils and then spray painting in my garage. Well, secretly, because my parents would have flipped if they knew I was doing that. But one important lesson I learned from that, and this is where your parents were kind of right, is that where you are has a vibe. The vibe, man. My crown chakras are just really messed up right now. No, not in that kind of vibe. Have you ever met a girl like that? Jesus Christ, that's so annoying. Anyway, so when I was doing creative stuff, I would always have a certain lighting or certain video playing in my room because it helped me with the creative process. When I'm writing these videos, because I do write them, I did get a comment saying how articulate I am, and while thank you, I do have to write these because I actually have a really bad stuttering problem in real life. Down to that last sentence that's written in front of me, I'm reading it. With these videos though, I oftentimes have a candle next to me to help me write while I play music. I'm usually listening to the taps of the keyboard as well, that weirdly helps, but my light's always off, and I always have old school Need for Speed gameplay on my second monitor. It's a breakcore video called Ethereal Breaks, and I just have it on a loop while I'm writing. It actually massively helps. This might sound weird, but it's quite common for most people within creative fields, and I think like coding as well, this sort of thing is quite common. Take jschlatt, for example, who this channel is very clearly an homage to. He said that his most listened to track on YouTube is a video called Death Star White Noise, which if you go on that video is just a bunch of comments about jschlatt, because he plays it in the background while he's thinking of videos. Creativity is a headspace, and that sounds pretentious as hell, and I guess it is, but if you've ever wanted to do a creative project, you will understand what I mean. Outside of creativity though, just being outside is good. In winter I'm often miserable. It's winter right now, and I think a lot of that is because in summer I like to go on walks, as I've mentioned. I have a local nature reserve that's really close to my house, which I love England for, by the way. We just have nature reserves near us, and I'll sit and read a book or just chill for a second, and that small break genuinely does help, because I've said in a previous video, like, I think scrolling on TikTok is more of a stressor than a relaxation. So sitting down with like no music, nothing, usually like either a book in my hand or I'm just paying attention to what's around me, it's a very, very nice just system reset. And as much as I don't like to chill by myself in wooded areas very often, because I feel like you're asking for trouble, in the small moments that I do it, it is quite it's quite peaceful. I know this all sounds like, ooh, nature man advice, and you know what, maybe it is, but it's all I've got to say right now. Well, maybe not all I've got to say. I will have some new videos coming out soon, but as regards to this video, I think that would be about it. To summarize, too long didn't read. Go outside, man. Like, even if you can for just 5 minutes, I think just going outside and just walking around is great. When I was younger, I was quite agoraphobic in the sense that I was genuinely scared to leave my house. So I guess that's not quite. I think that literally just is being agoraphobic. But as I've got older and I am more willing to go outside and more willing to do social things and that sort of stuff, I realize the importance of it more and more, because it comes time to winter like this where I go to work and it's dark and I leave work and it's dark and I miss the sun. Bring the sun back. Does anyone miss the sun? Hashtag sun 2024. I need it. Probably not going to see it for another month, but anyway, I will let Mariah Carey keep me going for the next couple weeks while I'm waiting for the sun to come back. But anyway, don't get me started on Mariah Carey and that horrible Christmas song, Fairy Tale of New York, for the win. But I won't. What if I should make a Christmas song tier list? Look out for that. That'd be an incredible video. But anyway, that'll be it for now. I'm completely rambling now. You guys know the drill by now. Pull over if you get tired. Check my socials below. I now have social media accounts. And email me if you have a question that you want me to answer in a video. I can give you my terrible advice. But yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.